Natalia speaking. It's really been a while since I last appeared in Misguided Pilgrim. Pretty strange name, I must say. I'm thinking of changing it actually. Um, yeah, it's really good to be back. Um, Forgive me for being so stiff because I haven't done a video recording of myself in a while, and I'm not sure if I really like my own voice after recording the video. But anyway, I just wanted to create a video to say Happy New Year to you all. For those of you who celebrate Chinese New Year, or even if you don't celebrate Chinese New Year, I also still wish Happy New Year to you. May 2024 bring you a more prosperous year, filled with longevity, abundance, and good health, and success in work and life pursuits. So I just wanted to make a video to describe and explain my disappearance from YouTube for about probably more than 6 months. I think the last time I actually uploaded a video was back in April. That was around the time that I gave the talk on the Christianization of Europe. So, where do I begin? I must say that 2023 has been a slightly challenging year for me. Not very, but slightly, in terms of managing my priorities, my time, and there has been I've experienced a bit of fluctuation in my interests, career-wise. So if you haven't known about it, I'm currently doing a Master of Teaching for early childhood and primary. I'm honestly not exactly sure if that's the thing that I really want to do, like, in the long run. But I figured I would love to give it a try because I like children, and I think that I want to utilize the skills that I've learned in design and, well, hopefully music, which I can't say I'm really, a virtuoso in that regard. I mean, I play a bit of a violin, and I do a bit of singing, but that's not my main forte. My main forte. So, yeah, there has been a bit of change in my career path, because I did the Diploma of Theology the year before, and I thought that I wanted to do something that would contribute in some way or other to society. I'll be honest and say that I have been a little bit passive in regards to, my overall contribution to philosophical debates, or even the group discussions that I have been attending that talks about philosophy. So even if I was invited to do these online talks that I've reiterated, which was the Christianization of Europe, or even just uploading videos on YouTube, I feel like I haven't really put myself out there enough to be social and actually to engage with people hands-on, whether they're really old or young. I have always been, I'm a bit more on the introverted side, and I feel more comfortable talking to people that I know in a few group of people that I'm more familiar with, and I'm not really comfortable with the idea of public speaking. And I think the thing with teaching is that I believe it could challenge me in that way. It could challenge me in ways that it would help juggle my interest a little bit, perhaps like what I have already learned like let's say art, philosophy, history, and what I will learn, such as developing my numeracy skills, science, because those are actually my weaker areas. I haven't been really good at numeracy when I was a kid, and I think that being teaching myself again before actually preparing lessons for the children or doing the lessons, implementing them myself, I think would really aid me to become a much, I guess, a more skilled presenter, yeah, and future teacher. I don't know if I phrased that correctly, but I think that in the long run it would help me. I do have a couple of concerns. First, well, like I said before, is the fluctuation of my interest, my career, and I would say personal interests. Because last year, what was challenging for me was the time that I had and the mental capacity that I had to absorb philosophy, to absorb intellectual theories and knowledge, whether they are available in YouTube or even in books that I've read. And I must admit that I felt a little bit frustrated that I haven't actually finished reading Steven Pinker's Enlightenment Now, the book about humanism. I think Peter Cave was the author of it. And I've also got Karl Barth's, I forgot the title of the book. And oh, I think it's called God Here and Now. That's right. Yeah, God Here and Now. And some of just the secondhand books that I've purchased about Paul Tillich and yeah, about some, history, World War II history that I would really love to read if I have the free time. And I think that's one of the concerns. And another bigger concern is actually my social exposure. Throughout my studies, I haven't really met people who were into philosophy or just any sort of philosophical discussions or discussions about history. It took me about maybe more than 6 months to actually meet somebody, which I met recently, oddly enough, in a Buddhist temple that I've been visiting in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, and then we became friends. It's somebody I know and seems to know a bit about history. And I think in those social exposures, the social exposure that I had actually taught me that it actually made me reconsider my opinions a little bit. I think it sort of held me back in the sense that I feel resistant or hesitant to make conclusions or to make opinions about things because look, I don't want to sound like I am being judgmental, but I felt like I've met or I've come across situations where people are there or people were just there to confirm their own ideas or to have people agree with their ideas. There wasn't really much room for for negotiation. Rather, it was a one-sided conversation where I tend to be the one that agreed to them rather than actually making a statement of my own. Well, friends, acquaintances, and I realized that maybe it was my mistake in a way. Maybe maybe it's just the circumstance that I was in, you know, that I'm surrounded by pre-service teachers or people who are going to be teachers. And mind you, not all people are like this. Not all students who are starting to become teachers are like this. But I think it's the personalities that I've met. Well, not all of them, but the ones that I became friendly with, just, you know, sort of made me feel like I've sort of lost a slight sense of my own, I'd say, my own identity, which I know is really strange. I know it's really strange. Like, well, maybe it's not that strange, because in the modern world, I feel like more and more people are there to, you know, they're looking for influence, they're looking for attention. They want the world to provide the answers for them, and it doesn't manifest in obvious ways. I think it manifests in rather convoluted ways. Um, well, I don't want to go there, to be frank. That's not the purpose of this video, but yeah, if you get what I mean. Like, I just haven't had the great opportunity to really participate, in a sense. Like, not to be a protester, not to protest against a confirmed idea. That's not what I'm saying here. But it's more like what I believe in. You know, I didn't have the chance to be authentic to myself, and let alone other people. I tend to find myself in this position where I would go along with the flow, you know, and just be afraid to express my own opinions. And yeah, so I think one of my New Year resolutions, if you believe in that sort of thing, because I know that, you know, it's currently and apparently on trend for people to make all these resolutions. And well, the good thing is that most people actually keep to it. I mean, those that I know. But I think for me, because I see these posts a lot, you know, New Year resolutions with their hashtags in Instagram or Facebook, I tend to doubt these trends myself. Like, I can't say I totally would, you know, buy into them. But it's not bad to have a bit of a resolution, you know. It's not bad to give myself a bit of hope, a bit of encouragement, I would say. And yeah, one of the New Year resolutions that I have set to myself are actually, well, one of them's listed somewhere on those little notes there. But yeah, it is to not be to not agree too quickly to people, and actually investigate ideas rather than straight away believe in them. So I believe that that's one of the ways that I could educate myself, is to read more books, ask questions from people, but don't trust the opinions or the things that they say too quickly. Okay, like everybody, I think, and well, this is probably the most obvious fact, that everybody would have a prejudice. I haven't found, so far in my life, I haven't met anyone without prejudice. So there would be, you know, people who have prejudices towards a certain idea. They would be biased, you know, they would support a certain political or social or any sort of psychological or a religious opinion because they were raised to believe in it, because they were influenced to believe or to uphold those ideas. And in my case, I guess I'm still, which is, you know, I don't know whether to be embarrassed or to be glad. You know, I'm in my early 20s, and I'm almost my mid 20s, and I still find myself kind of dubious about many things. Like, I just don't know whether I should even bother to identify myself with these opinions, or facts, you could say. So yeah, well, that's one of the more broader resolutions that I would keep. But other than that is my studies. So right now, and yeah, again, I apologize for not having uploaded any content in the last few months. It's because I have been busy designing lesson plans, actually. This is an empty lesson plan template that I have printed. Yeah, it's for, I've been doing placements in kindergarten. Yeah, in childcare centers. And, yeah, I can't say that I dislike it. I actually like it. So, it's a bit time demanding, and that's also one of the reasons why I haven't uploaded any content. But I will definitely get to it. I will definitely get to it very soon, because I do want to keep track of my reading habits, because, you know, I would rather read at least maybe 5 pages of a book, or even 2 pages, honestly, rather than not reading at all. Because I have been going through the stage where in a couple of months I would never even touch a book, because I feel like I'm pressuring myself to get away from it or to completely invest in it. And I feel like I shouldn't be so hard on myself. I feel like I was being hard on myself, so I wanted to, you know, once and for all, just be lenient, you know, be flexible. So anyway, this hat's getting a little bit hot, actually. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you'll find the video meaningful. See you next time.